Pues muchas gracias por las intervenciones. Ahora vamos a hacer un descanso, un coffee break de 15 minutos y después continuamos con una mesa redonda que promete ser muy interesante. Muchas gracias.
Bien, buenas tardes. Vamos a seguir con la jornada, ahora con una serie de presentaciones de buenas prácticas y una mesa redonda, pero como responsable de la Secretaría de Partenalia, en primer lugar quiero agradecer a la Diputación de Valencia la acogida tan espléndida que nos han ofrecido. La verdad es que es un lujo estar aquí y también quiero agradecer a los compañeros de Partenalia que han venido de distintos países de la Unión Europea, pues el esfuerzo que han hecho en estar aquí hoy con nosotros y también, por supuesto, a los compañeros de municipios de la provincia de Valencia, de otras provincias españolas, pero también de la provincia de Valencia, que se han desplazado también desde algunos sitios también lejanos para estar aquí esta tarde con nosotros en estas jornadas. Para Partenalia, desde luego,
For Partenalia, this meeting is very important. Our objectives at Foundation is the exchange of good practices between partners, as the Director General said, Juan Viesca. Exchanging good practices in terms of topics that are of interest to its members. Energy is not only interesting for Partenalia members, but the European Union in their 2020 strategy considers that energy efficiency is one of the main goals in sustainable development in the Union. This strategy 2020 is going to be put in place during the next years, and there is a call for a coordinated effort at a regional and local level to meet these goals. Energy efficiency is one of the main priorities, and we need policies at every level. And the regional committee, in one of their last reports, are asking the regions to exchange good practices in terms of energy to improve energy resilience, to provide a minimum consumption of energy. So considering the interest of the members, the partners and us, we will have the opinions of different experts at different levels. We're gonna talk with an important town in Valencia. We have people from Liège, and we have an expert from here, from Valencia, but he is internationally renowned, which is who's Juan Manuel Revuelta, and he's going to talk about energy efficiency and how to make the most of the resources we have. So I'm going to give the floor first to José Simón Vila from the town hall of Enguera, and he's also responsible of environment in his council. Enguera is a town with 6,000 inhabitants, and I was interested in his participation because from his point of view he's an agriculture engineer, so he has the knowledge of an engineer, and he has first-hand experience about problems that reducing consumption entails. He has worked in the private sector in engineering projects related to environment and agriculture, and he's been a director in different training projects and European projects in Enguera. So I'll give the floor to him. Thank you very much. First, I would like to thank you, Partenalia, and the provincial office to call us here today to become an example of the use of European funds in terms of energy efficiency. Before getting into our projects, I would like to say that at a local level and personal level, the development of these European projects have been useful. First, we have learned, which is very important. It has given us the capacity to get to know experiences from other institutions, and outside the political point of view, we wanted to see what was being done in this energy efficiency sector. We don't want to be the first, but we try and find that benefit for our town. So we have different examples. We had the opportunity to visit Orense and its tractors that they use to clean their roads. They used a logistics center with a network that covered the whole province, and they were able to centralize the distribution and the production, and of course they also carried out tasks of forest cleaning. They used district heating, which provided heating to municipal buildings in Castilla, for example, and we wanted to see what everyone else was doing in this respect. This has also been helpful to promote the idea that we are small towns, but we are adults and we are able to manage our resources. We can generate employment in a sustainable way, and we wanted to give the idea and try to fight that idea that sometimes there are some dangers in these actions. I can give you the example about the Natura network, and they want to eliminate forestry management in that region. So this has been a way of reivindication and of stating that we are small towns, but we are adults and we know what to do. This has also been helpful at a local level and at a council level, and it's also been a project of awareness. When we started 7 or 8 years ago, we didn't have a biomass boiler in our town. Some at private level, and of course none at public scale. But today all the public facilities, buildings, swimming pools, kindergartens, they do have heating via biomass boilers. And it's not only that, because it's the fact that if you do this in your town, citizens begin to understand that this really benefits everyone. So, for example, bakeries have changed their minds, and now they are using biomass. Some individuals in their shops, they have heating with biomass boilers. Even plastic industry, they're using this type of new energy. Well, the last figures we have managed to collect, we have seen that we have really moved forward. So we have the example of the Andalusian community, which are quite ahead of us. this awareness it happens at a local level. So this has made that the choice of our projects are moving towards energy efficiency. We are a referent of these type of projects, and in our town we have 3 wind farms. This is a way of producing sustainable energy, and with the compensation funds, the town hall actually used them to carry out changes in the boilers, changing from gasoil to biomass, and we've done something extra. In 2 days we're going to receive 2 police cars that are electric. The local ambulance it has low consumption, and we've always understood that that money that was coming from different places and from this energy was to be used to try and make everything more efficient. Well, I think in 10 minutes I've already said most of the things I wanted to say. I'm gonna talk to you about the projects we are carrying out. Sorry. Well, the fact that these small towns are able to use these European funds to change our landscape came to place because in 2008 we created a new initiative called URBAC, which is the creative clusters in low density urban areas. These areas were in fact us. We were working together with Sheffield and some parts of Italy that had 150,000 inhabitants, so we just went there with just 6,000 inhabitants, and we wanted to learn things. So it was helpful to develop other matters and to realize that we are able to try and find a solution with European funds. We know it's very difficult for a small town because you have to have technical staff, and there are several conditions that you need to meet, and fortunately we had technical staff. We didn't have any money, but we carried on. For those who don't know us, Enguera is a town that's inland in the province of Valencia. It has 250,000 square meters. The forest area is 200 hectares, and there is an important part of this land that it's owned by the local government. There are other towns that are bigger, but we are one of the most important in terms of municipal ownership. So with this criteria, and thinking that we were the third municipality with most wildfires, we committed to try to have the electricity and heating supply through biomass. So we tried with help of the European funds to find a formula, and we set up a roadmap. So what do we have we thought, what do we have in our forests? How can we make the most of it? How can we complement that forestry resource that we had, and how to manage that energy? as I said before, we started with a first project that was bioenergy and fire prevention, and this was really well received in the European Union. And this was biomass that was actually helping to prevent fires. So we worked together with different partners, with Eléctricas Languerina, which is an electrical distribution company, with the Spanish Association for the Valorization of Biomass, Iberdrola Renewables, and other associations. This project was carried out in September 2013. That was when it finished. And the main goal with this project was to see what was the potential we had. The Valencian Act for the planning of forests requires that there is actually a planning. The cost of this is very high for small towns. So with this project we could do the actual planning. Today it's finished, and we have received all the approvals from the Generalitat Valenciana. And at this moment I think we have the document with the technical conditions, and I think in 30 days there will be this logistics center comes to our town. The next project was a complement for the previous one, and this was the LIFE project with Glauca and Ergon, and this was a project to find out how to have a complementary service to the forests. So it was through the planting of energetic crops. This project suffered the consequences of the crisis, and the company that was in charge of studying the benefits and the facts about the study couldn't actually sign the contract, so we had to turn it around. We were able to come up with another project in Europe. We said, well, this didn't work, but we want to carry out a similar action. So what we did it was change the type of crop. So we tried to find more beneficial plants like ashes. So in a few days we will be able to resume this project. Together with this project there was another European project where we participated as partners, because we wanted to know what other regions were doing, other towns, what were they doing with biomass. So there was a project with the Mercian government, and we managed to participate as partners. It was just a dissemination project. A lot of institutions from the Mediterranean worked together to disseminate the knowledge about the biomass. In conclusion, I would like to show you how we started with an idea and how in 8 years first we tried to find energy self-sufficiency, this has in fact changed, because we think that it's very difficult to do this through biomass, but we have actually managed to make people aware about biomass. So we've done a lot. All the local buildings, the biomass in our forests is going to start to be used, and together with this there has been other circumstances. With the Biomed project we have created the Valencian Forestry House, and during these 8 years we have tried to come together with all the towns that actually face the same problems we do. So we have we are part of different associations that actually have their base in our town, and there's a lot of projects going on here. So I think this is very satisfactory for our town. That's all from me. Thank you very much. I hope I was fast enough. Thank you.